All right, what is going on? All right, so let's get started. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate exactly how to do product research using the 𝘿𝙬𝙬𝙊𝙬 web app. I always get them mixed up. Web app, Chrome extension. So just make sure you have the 𝘿𝙬𝙬𝙊𝙬 web app, that you're registered to use that. If you haven't yet, click the link in the description section and it'll take you there. You can sign up. Again, I just recommend the monthly subscription because you'll be able to cancel at any time once you're done finding your product. But it's up to you. If you want to sign up for a year, you get a couple months free, but then you can do product research all year long. So go get signed up for the 𝘿𝙬𝙬𝙊𝙬 web app. And as well, make sure you buy the 𝘿𝙬𝙬𝙊𝙬 Chrome extension because you'll need that. It's a one-time buy. Once you buy it, you own it. You install it onto your Chrome, and away you go. It's $200 for the Chrome app. I think it's $50 for the web extension. So when you're ready to go with that, then we will jump on. I'm going to show you exactly how to do product research. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up all your filters and your criteria. So let's get right at it. So here is the 𝘿𝙬𝙬𝙊𝙬 web app, and this is the product database. So the 𝘿𝙬𝙬𝙊𝙬 web app is essentially 𝘿𝙬𝙬's team of scientists. I think that's what they call them. They filter through Amazon. And let me just I'll reset this and I'll show you guys. So we can choose Canada, US, doesn't matter. I'll put it on the US for now. We'll choose all the products. We'll hit search. Let me reset this. I want to actually show you how many products that 𝘿𝙬𝙬's team put in my criteria here. We'll go all of them here. There we go. Hit search. There's millions of products that 𝘿𝙬𝙬's team populates into their database. So in the US, there are 34 million products in their database that they analyze the sales of on a day-to-day basis. Some of them are trending and seasonal. Some of them are all year round hot sellers. But there are 34 million. There are more than 34 million products on Amazon, though. That's not all of them. That is just the ones that 𝘿𝙬𝙬 analyze. In Canada, I'll give you an example. In Canada, same thing. We'll jump over here and we'll do a search. It's working. In Canada, there are close to 8 million products in Canada that 𝘿𝙬𝙬 has populated the numbers for performance-wise on a day-to-day basis. So 𝘿𝙬𝙬's web app populates the performance, so the sales, the pricing, all the algorithms the following day. So if you're looking at numbers, they reflect yesterday's sales. The Chrome extension, which is located right here, once you load it into your system, it analyzes 𝘿𝙬𝙬's numbers real time while you're on 𝘿𝙬𝙬, or excuse me, while you're on Amazon. So while you're on Amazon on a page and you've done a search for something, whatever it may be, and you populate the Chrome extension, it will actually show you the background numbers for the product real time. So now, first thing is first, we want to determine what marketplace we want to sell in. If you're from Canada, click on Canada. If you're from the US, click on the US. When you're doing product research, I recommend doing the product research in the country that you're in because the numbers are going to be different. So if you're selling in Canada, do the product research in Canada. If you want to sell in the US marketplace, do the product in the US marketplace. Doesn't mean that you can't do product research in the US and launch the product in Canada, but you may do product research in the US, be staggered by how much sales volume is happening in the US, and then when you look at its counterpart in Canada, you'll notice maybe the sales are nowhere near as good. It becomes a risk, maybe your first market, maybe it's just maybe there's no other sellers. there's a lot that goes into evaluating that scenario. But for now, let's keep it simple. For your first product that you're going to launch, let's just go and do the research in the marketplace that you're in. So for example, I'm in Canada. We are going to do Canadian research right now. We're going to choose the Canadian marketplace. The next thing that you want to do is you want to determine what categories you want to do research in. So you can either be picky and go, you know what, I want to sell in this category or this category or this category, and you can fine tune it to the categories that you want to do your research and you want to sell in. Maybe you have a certain niche that you want. Maybe you want the fitness niche, the sports niche, the outdoor niche, the home and garden niche, or the pet niche, or the video game niche, the electronic niche. It doesn't matter. Maybe you have a certain specific niche that you want to be in. What I recommend that you first experience opening up all the categories that you're allowed to sell in. Yes, I said allowed. Amazon does gate certain categories that they restrict sellers from selling in there for a lot of reasons. I'll explain those in a moment here. But there are what's called gated categories, and then there are what are called ungated categories. To figure out what those are, simply go on Google, do a quick Google search for Amazon gated categories, and then put your marketplace, whether it's Canada or the USA, Germany, Australia, or whatever the case may be. And all the categories that you are not allowed to sell in right away will be listed. Now you can determine, you can take those off, because no point in looking at those products if you can't sell it, and you can just populate the product categories that you are allowed to sell in. So now, for this particular video, I'm going to populate the categories that you are allowed to sell in as a new seller in Canada. Okay? So, and again, for the list, you can go and Google it. I'll let you do that on your own time. In Canada, automotive is gated. You're not allowed to sell in it right away. To get ungated is pretty easy to do. You just go to Amazon, you go to your account, you go to gated categories, and it'll ask you if you want to apply to get ungated. Hit yes. There will be a questionnaire that you will go through. Answer the questions. There may be requirements, certain things such as invoices for the purchases of the products that you plan to ship to Amazon or sell. They may want invoices with a certain quantity requirement, minimum quantity requirement. There may be a certain question of websites. Do you have a certain website that you're utilizing other than Amazon? There may be a brand inquiry. There may be a certain ISO standards. For automotive, it's actually really simple. You just need to go apply for the most part, and you will get approved. Baby, however, requires a lot of stringent application approval process. One, they want to know how much you're buying quantity-wise. Two, they want to know how old it is. Remember, these products are often used by babies, put in their mouth, put in their face, put in their eyes, put in every part, and they need to determine the safety. They also need to determine recall qualifications. So again, for that, you need to go to your Amazon account, click on gated categories, search gated categories, click on baby. And if you're interested in selling baby products, you just need to go through the approval process. And again, it's all based specific on the product that you are wanting to sell. It's not, get ungated for one product and you're open for everything. Not really, no. You're open for a little bit of the category. And if subcategories are again gated subly or whatever you want to say. So that's an easy process to go through. If you need help on that, hit me up on an email. I can walk you through that in a separate video. So automotive is gated, can't sell in there. Baby is gated. Beauty is gated, same thing. Topical creams, all that type of stuff. They need some more information. They can't just let you sell in there right away. You can sell in this particular one for personal care. Books you can. I'm not going to populate it for now but books you can sell right away. Clothing is open. We'll open that. Computer and video games is partially gated. There is some stuff you can and some stuff you can't sell. I'm going to open it. DVDs is gated. Electronics, actually DVDs is not gated because you can sell used DVDs. You can sell a lot of DVDs on there, so it's not. But for the sake of this video, we're doing private label. We're not going to go make DVDs and brand them and ship them up for the most part. If you are, that would be a completely different avenue that I'm not familiar with. Let's stick to what we're going to do, which is private label products. Find products that we can then produce in factories and have made with your brand, ship them to Amazon, and sell them as private label products. Electronics, you can. Gift cards, no. Grocery and gourmet, no. Health and personal care, yes. Home and garden, yes. Industrial and scientific, yes. Jewelry, no. Luggage and bags, no. It is gated, but it's easy to get ungated in that category. Music, no. That's like app store music and stuff like that. Musical instruments, yes. Office products, yes. Patio, yes. Pets, yes. Shoes and handbags, no. They had their issues with replica or rip-off Gucci's and all that type of stuff, so they've locked down that category. You have to apply to get into it. Software, no. Sports and outdoor, yes. Tools, home improvement, yes. Toys and games, yes. Video, no. Watches, no. So there's the categories that are ungated right away that you can sell in right away. There are hundreds and thousands of things that you can sell that come up in these categories. Now, for this demonstration, I'm using the Canadian marketplace, and so the volume of sales in Canada is like 10x less than the USA, surely on the amount of people that are in Canada. You know, we have about a population of 40 million people, maybe 45, whereas the US has like 400 million people, so 10x less. So the volume you'll see when I populate things, I'm going to demonstrate in another video the exact same thing in the US market, and it's just staggering how much more sales are available in the US market, but also how much more competition there is as well. So it's all relative, and at the end of the day, what it comes down to are your goals. They should change this word from filter to goals, because you want to set up your filters to replicate or achieve your goals. So I'm going to basically populate on here. Give me a second. Open that up. So when we're setting up our filters, what we're doing is we're trying to eliminate a lot of the products that we don't want to see. And we only want to keep the products that we want to see based on our goals. So your first thing you want to determine when selling on Amazon is how much money do you want to make a month? And how do you want to go about making that money? So it's obviously product sales. So for example, my goal was to make an extra $3,000 a month selling on Amazon. And I was told, well, you can do that selling one product. All you have to do is break down your goal of $3,000 into a monthly target. So if you take $3,000, so let's go to a document here. We go, okay, what is your goal? Aha, sales goal. So what is your goal? I want to make between say $2,000 and $3,000 per month. That's my goal. That was my goal. That was my initial goal. So what would it take to make that type of money? And by breaking it down, or at least by learning this aspect of breaking down your goals, it'll help you when you're doing product research, picking the right product, picking the right products, maybe picking going a simpler route versus trying to hit a home run, maybe going for a base hits. If your goal is to make, say, $3,000 profit per 30 days, let's say, we'll break down into 30 days. then you'll need to find products or a product to launch that will make you so 30 days divided by 3,000 divided by 30 days is $100 per day. Okay, so you need to find a product that'll make you $100 per day, or maybe a couple products that'll make you $100 per day. So now we'll break that $100 per day down a little bit further. So either A, or 1, we'll put A, we launch one product that and sell 10 units per day. Or B, we launch 2 products and that sell, say, 10 each at $5 per day. So $5 profit per day, and you have two of them going, and they're selling 10 per day each. That's a really easy goal, easy breakdown, and an easy way to look at it. Especially with the Amazon platform, it's actually like, as long as you're finding products that are in demand, maybe that have low or medium competition, the tricks and tips to get yourself and your product selling will help you sell 5 a day, 10 a day, 15 a day, 20 a day. My very first product that I launched, when I first launched it, let's see how it went. Took 4 weeks to get to Amazon, arrived to Amazon. I spent a good solid week getting people to leave me reviews. And then from there, I think it was a couple days later, about 2 days after my product launched, I sold one. I sold probably 1 a day. And I just kept hammering and kept grinding to get some people to review my product, because reviews help. Reviews are salespeople for your product. They're permanent salespeople for your product, and we'll get into that later. But the goal was to get about 5 or 6, maybe I think it was 5 to 8 reviews, and then I was going to do some advertising and get that product to get up to page 1. But quickly, probably within the first week, I was selling on average 3 a day, and at 3 a day, I was making only a couple dollars profit, maybe $2. I think it was $2.50, maybe not even that much. Again, it was pricing strategy to get that price low just to get sales. After that first week, I think I got up to about 5 or 6 sales a day, and that's when I started raising my price up. My sales came down, so I dropped my price. They went back up, and then they went up a little higher. When they went up a little higher to about 7 or 8 a day, and mind you, by now I had about 6 or 7 reviews. Then I raised my price up about $5. So it was like at 13, I raised it up to like $17.99, and then it stuck. It was still making like 5 or 6 sales a day, and it stuck. So I was making profit. So I was like, whoa, great. And then I just kept letting it go, started working on my advertising, and then I tried 19, and it stuck. It stayed the same, so I kept it up at 19. So then I was like making, between 5 and 7 or 8 sales a day, and this is probably about 2 or 3 weeks in, and then by the 4th or 5th week, I was able to get traction, get some organic sales, actual verified sales, which are verified, like someone actually bought my product and left me reviews. I started using review tools and was able to get my product from 7 or 8 to about 10 or 12 sales a day. Now, keep in mind, my goal was only to sell 10 a day. And I was getting 10 or 12 at about $7 profit. Now, keep in mind, my goal was $100 profit per day. So I was only getting 70 minus my ad spend. So, you know, but I wasn't really worried about that. I was just wanted just keep it going. And eventually it grabbed on. I was starting to rank for keywords on page 1 and page 2. You know, you type in my keyword and I'd show up on page 2, another keyword, and I'd show up on page 1, way down at the bottom of page 1, but I'd be on page 1. And mine, you know, again, to achieve everything we're talking about here, it's all about ranking your product on page 1. So this stuff will never come to fruition if you don't spend your time, once your product is launched, ranking it. And I have a whole section on ranking it. And trust me, once you're done with that, you're going to feel like you know exactly how it's going to go. Okay, there's pricing strategies, and there's keywords and listing and bullet point strategies that I'll show you exactly how to implement that stuff. But like I said, by about week 5, I had consistently averaged 10 sales a day and was playing with my price back and forth. And there was a certain point, I can't honestly remember when it was, where I decided just to give it a big jump and went from $19 to $24.99. And my sales slightly dropped, but that $5 profit completely changed everything about what I cared about sales. Because what was averaging, I think 10 or 12 at $5 less, dropped to like 7 to 10. But at 10 or 12 at $2, $19.99 was selling between 10 and 12 to $24.99 selling between 7 and 10, and sometimes more and sometimes less than 7. But at the end of the day, I was making like $12 profit, 10 units on average, $120 versus $7 times 12, which is $84. So you can see the difference. So by my pricing and repricing and strategies, now that it's always been $24.99, my very first product, I've left there, never changed it, never even played with it because I'm happy. It's a bestseller. It's averaging between 700 and 800 units per month in sales, and that was my first product. So not only did I double my goal was $3,000 a month. For my first product, it's $3,000 a month, $100 a day, $100 a day, 10 units a day. I'm averaging 20 units a day, over 20 units a day at $12 profit, and have been a bestseller for 2 months now on that particular product. So that's just with one. And reason I break it down to, either launching one product a day at 10 unit sales a day, or two products at 10 sales each for $5 is because what you'll notice is you're going to come on, when you're doing product research, you're going to come across a lot of base hits. When I first was doing product research, base hits didn't seem like they were good enough for me because there was it's only $6 profit. That's not good enough. I was looking for $10 profit products, and it took a while. And I don't want people to take all that much time when you realize I could have launched 2, which were my next 2. I launched 2 in a row. They both now average 250 units a month, and they both are about $6 profit. Boom. And those ones were subsequent, one right after the other. Which, again, would I have done it any differently? No. Okay, so this is the basics of your goal. That's how you want to break it down when you're searching products. So now you're going to go back here, and we're going to put in our measurements. We're going to put in our filters. So now we'll talk a little bit about price. On Amazon, there is a profitability price. Now keep in mind, you got a cost of your product, okay, what you're going to buy it for from a factory in China. Okay, so let's say your product's going to cost you, I don't know, let's just pick a number of $5. It's going to cost you $5 after shipping and handling and everything to get to you in Canada. It's going to cost you $5, or in the States, it's going to cost you $5. Now, that particular product that cost you $5, let's say Amazon's going to charge you a $6 or $7 packing, picking pack fee and a commission, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be, let's say, $7. So your cost is $12. So $12 is your cost. Okay. We now want to determine your profit. So your profit, it should be, like I said, $5, is your minimum to $10 range. Okay. Or more. We don't want to limit, the products that will make you a killing. Okay. So, but we don't want to go below anything less than, a $5 profit range. Okay. Now I have a thing about having room to play with your price. When you're only working with stuff that's $5, it doesn't leave you much wiggle room. So knowing that your landed cost at a $5 buy with a $7 Amazon fee, an FBA fee, is going to be $12. We're going to make your minimum 12 plus 5, $17. Okay, so the minimum price of products we want to see on Amazon are $17. We don't want to see anything less than that, because right now we honestly don't want to launch anything less than that, because we want to launch stuff with some profitability for you at a minimum of $5. So no point in filtering and looking at products that are less. Now, Amazon has a what's the word I'm looking for? Impulse buy price point that they've done scientific research, analytic research, and determined that people who cart their items, and leave it in their cart, usually leave things in their cart that, for the most part, cost more than $55. Anything for them, actually, I think it's $50. So anything that's $49.99 or less, they'll impulse buy without thinking about it. I got it. It's free shipping, and they'll just buy it. No questions asked. But anything above $50, $55, they will leave it in their cart. They'll think about it. They'll go, should I? Whatever the case may be. Now, apparently that number is growing. It's getting higher. But when I learned this business, I learned that it was $55 was the impulse buy range. And now the reason I point that out is because for your first couple products, you want to launch products that are going to sell like hotcakes and that are going to get good volume for you. 10, 20 units, 30 units a day. When fidget spinners came out, they were selling on average of the top sellers were selling on average of 120 or 130 units a day at $10 profit. Now that was a short-lived experience. That was only about 4 months. That trend lasted, but if you think about how much money people were making on a daily basis over the course of 4 months, it was staggering. And those trends will come back. Amazon is well known for trends of products that will do really well for a 3 to 4 month period and then fade out. So that's another reason why you want to get into this business. But impulse wise, we want products that will consistently sell all season long, every month, day in, day out, 10 units a day. And we want people to just be able to buy them and make that decision right away. And it's an impulse buy. So we want to start with a price point of $17 and we'll put in $55. That also gives you a good profitability range. Usually products that are upwards $50 will have a higher cost, maybe $10, $12 cost, maybe $15, maybe $20. So you'll get to see products with a larger profit margin, and you'll get to see products with maybe a $5, $10, $12, $15 profit margin. So you'll see a better range of products by putting in that. Net, we don't need to enter anything in for net. Rank, we don't need to enter anything for rank. We want to see the best ranked products. Estimated sales. So the next thing we wanted was, our goal is we wanted to sell $2,000 to $3,000 a month. So we use the number 3,000. So we want to see how much per month $10 profit per product, that's 300 units per month. So, or if it's $2,000 at $10 profit, that's 200 units per month. So we want a minimum requirement of, we want to see products that sell at minimum at least 200 units per month. Next is revenue. Don't have to worry about that. We'll just see what the revenue is. Reviews. So estimated sales is demand. This now will filter what's in demand, okay, and it'll leave things that aren't in demand. Usually when you see a less than bracket with the number 5, it just means that those products didn't reach a demand of 5 units sold for the month, but they're monitoring it to make sure, because it's seasonal or there may be other reasons why it didn't. Then you'll see products at 10, 15, 20, 100, 200, 500, 1,200, 2,000 units per month. That's all your estimated sales. That's your demand. The key is we want to find products that have really good demand. The other key is we want to find products that have relatively low amount of reviews, because reviews is competition. So competition on Amazon is essentially people who leave reviews for products. Sellers with a lot of reviews are generally sellers that gain the most amount of sales because of the amount of reviews that they had. Therefore, often what reviews are, and kind of go back a little bit, when someone leaves a good review, it's like having your product, it's like hiring a salesperson to sell your product, because the review is like, oh, I love the product, it's so good, it works amazing, it did great, it did this for me, it did that for me, huge benefits, and people just going on and on about how they love the product. So the more reviews a person has for a product, generally what that means as a salesperson is, actually as a seller, is the more salespeople you have for your product. So if you can imagine, if somebody has 100 reviews on their product, they got essentially 100 people or 100 salespeople selling their product to potential customers. If somebody has only 10 reviews, it means they only have 10 people selling the product, or 10 salespeople telling you how good the product is. Somebody has upwards of 1,000 reviews, it means they have 1,000 salespeople. That's like the equivalent of like having, 5 Walmarts, and everyone in the Walmart telling you how great the product is. I mean, how do you compete with somebody with so many reviews? You can't. You just can't. So the more reviews, the more competitive it is, the harder it will be for you starting out with 0 to compete. Generally, by reviews, you rank on page 1. So the more reviews you have, the more likely you are to rank on page 1. So page 1, when you type in a product, if you're searching for something, let's say you're searching for, I don't know, pick a product, you're searching for skateboards, okay, and you go on page 1, there's 24 listings that come up, okay. If all those listings for skateboards, all 24, are all 500 plus reviews, and you're starting your skateboard business on Amazon, and you have 0, what's the likeliness of you to get to page 1? Okay, it's probably going to be almost impossible unless you do some really good advertising. Okay, and that's another way to get to page 1, is through advertising. But that's why we want to find product reviews with either a maximum amount or a minimum amount. Now, we don't want a minimum. We want that. We want to see people with no reviews, but we don't want people that have, like, for example, let's keep it under 150. Greg Mercer, the founder of Jungle Scout, on his YouTube channel, when he talks about his product research, and he's talking about the US market, it's different than Canada. He recommends keep it to a max of 150 reviews. That way you'll see, most of the products you'll see will be more likely for you to succeed early. It does not mean that if a product has staggering demand, where they're selling upwards 10,000, 20,000. I mean, I saw a product the other day that sells, if you add up all the sellers, over 30,000 units a month. The reviews are on average 200 to 300 per seller. My average, using the tool that I have, that I use, a resource that I use, gets me on average 25 reviews a month. So if I launch that tool, it would take me 4 months to get 100 reviews, so a year to get 300 reviews. But once you get into the pool of that demand, that's another way of looking at it, of capturing that market and establishing yourself. So there's a long-term process to this, as well as a short-term process to this. The first thing that we want to talk about today is just short-term. Find products that you can launch right away, that you can get ranked on page 1 right away, and start making 10 sales a day right away per product minimum. Okay, and that will profit you $10 on average per unit, give or take, upwards $100 profit per day for that product. Okay, so we're going to put in the max of 150 reviews. Now, weight, some people put in a max weight. I'm not going to. I'm going to show you a different way I like to filter it. And then sellers and listing quality are not something we need to do right now, but I'll discuss these features a little bit later on. Sellers is, you can have multiple sellers on a listing. We don't really want to worry about that. And listing quality is the overall look of the listing itself. Now, listing quality can be interesting because some people say, well, put your listing quality, like you want there to be room for improvement on the products that you're going to launch, which is true. A great way to take a product to market is obviously in demand, products that are in high demand, or products that are like a staple product, like, a knife sharpener, any type of cutlery is always great. One of my peelers, just random things like that. They're popular. They're very, very popular. But there's always going to be people that leave bad reviews. And so listing quality, part of listing quality is the reviews that people get. So when you review reviews, you go, okay, well, this guy said that, and this guy said that, and this guy said that, and this guy said that. Maybe it was a blanket and it was too thin. Maybe you can now take all that information, compile a list, and then go to your factory, and you can actually get them. And you can say, well, can I get mine to be this, to do this, and to be better quality this, and to be thicker this, and sharper this, or whatever. And they will custom make your product to the specs that you give them. So listing quality, you can ask for 3.5 listing quality and see all the poor reviews, and then create your list of demands for your factory, and then go to launch with a product that you've improved. And that's a great way to not only capture market, but reduce returns. Okay, people won't return your stuff when they know that you've gone above and beyond to make a better product than your competition. You can talk about it in your bullet points about the improvements of your product. Maybe it's the thickness of your quality of your blanket. Maybe it's the, whatever the case may be. Maybe it's the sheer plastic of your piece, the strap on your belt, whatever the case may be. But for now, I will keep that blank. Okay, so next thing you want to enter in, once you've entered in your filters, simple and basic filters here, you want to enter in your product tier. Now, the product tier is the type of size of product that you want to see. It really comes down to the cost of your initial order. If you took a TV, for example, it's a big box, weighs whatever, 100 pounds or whatever, how many TVs will how expensive will it cost for you to ship TVs from China all the way to Canada or the USA? Probably really expensive. Unless you go slow boat from China, which will take way too long. You don't want to be waiting 6 months for your order to arrive to Amazon warehouse and it only be a certain value of goods. Again, unless you're putting in $50,000 for your order or $100,000 for your initial order, then you maybe go that direction. But for now, we want to ship products that we are going to ship via air. Reason is we want a faster turnaround time. We don't want to wait. We want to know that once your inventory starts coming down, we can order products quicker, get them here faster from China to North America in a speedy fashion. So we will look for products that are lighter weight, smaller packaging. Okay, so we do not want to see special oversized products or oversized products in general. We only want to see standardized products and envelope sized products. Now, it doesn't matter. There are going to be products that slip through the crack that weigh 11 pounds that you're going to see, but for the most part, it's going to eliminate those. It's up to you. You can leave those on or off. Your choice. You're not going to see many that are going to be oversized. And like I said, I'm going to show you a way to filter through those products afterwards that will show you from lightest to heaviest when you're doing your search. So last thing is the amount of results per page. You have a choice. You can go 25, 50, or 100 or 200. I always say just show me them all, and let's be able to filter through everything a lot quicker. So that is exactly how you set up your filters for the first part of doing product research on Amazon. Okay, setting in your goals, being able to choose the categories in the marketplace that you're going to sell in. We want lightweight so that we can get our orders into Amazon fast, get our reorders into Amazon fast, no waiting for stuff by a boat. The last one here was sellers. There are 3 categories of sellers on Amazon. Amazon, FBA, and FBM. Amazon is Amazon, so Amazon do have their own product lines on Amazon. We'll talk about those. Then there's FBA, which you are FBA. So FBAs are basically prime sellers. So fulfillment by Amazon is where sellers take their product and ship it direct to Amazon warehouse facilities, and they let Amazon do the work. They let Amazon fulfill the orders, pick the orders, pack the orders, take the orders, take payment, do refunds, all that type of stuff that has to do with the orders. Amazon handles all that stuff. The only thing that you have to handle is proper barcodes are required. We'll talk about that later. Proper baggaging or packaging, not the boxing and paper, but I'm talking about the actual packaging of your product that you have to ensure is done. Now, we do private label. We order our products from China. We never touch the product ever, unless you have a sample, which you can always get a sample if you want to see, touch, and feel and make sure that the product is the right kind of product you want to launch. I've never done a sample ever. I've done my research and felt good and gone off my instincts and gone off my evaluation of the product and my research of the product and launched it straight to Amazon. Never seen the product, never touched it. Other than, maybe getting the odd return back and taking it back here afterwards. But primarily I've never seen them up front. So that's the business we're in, is we're in the buying business, we're in the product research business, we're in the branding business, and then ultimately we ship our products straight to Amazon, and Amazon handles the rest, which is the passive income business, where you don't really have to do anything. So you've hired Amazon to do it all. So that's fulfillment by Amazon, or when you're searching on YouTube, FBA is common. You're an FBA seller. And the other one is fulfillment by merchant, which you can create listings on Amazon, but you would house the product in your warehouse, in your garage, in your house. If you do retail arbitrage, you can keep the products at home and ship them and pack them and pick them and weigh them and go and bring them to Canada Post or whatever, UPS or FedEx, and pay the cost to ship it off. I just let Amazon do it. Amazon get government deals to ship. It's way cheaper for them. Their fees, like for $5, like for a $15 product, or sorry, I have one that's like $8.99. It cost me $4 for them to pick, pack, and ship. It cost me 30 cents for the product. I make $3 off of that product, and I don't ever have to touch it. Okay, so that's the 3 different Amazon's stuff. Fulfillment by Amazon, so storefronts that ship their stuff to Amazon, and then there's storefronts that house their own inventory and do it all themselves. Okay, we are fulfillment by Amazon. Now, do I recommend putting any of these on? The answer is no. You want to see what Amazon's selling. You also want to see what merchants are selling, and you want to see what other FBA sellers are selling. So you want to see what everyone is selling. You don't want to restrict it to just a certain type of seller. Because you're going to notice that there are a lot of times where you'll see a majority of the sellers might be fulfillment by merchant, and there's no Amazon seller, and you're like, whoa, cha-ching, right? Because Amazon FBA is prime sellers. If you're a merchant, you can't be a prime seller. And so when you're an Amazon consumer, you go on Amazon, what is one of the things you're looking for, especially if you're a prime seller? You're looking for prime. You're looking for that 2-day shipping option, that free shipping option. That's a prime deal. Prime sellers are only FBA sellers or Amazon. So fulfillment merchants don't get that option. So that's another benefit about being a fulfillment by Amazon seller. So once all your criteria is in there, you will hit the search bar, and it'll take 8 million results down to 2,340 products that you have an option to sell. So in the next video, we are going to go through these products, and I'm going to populate maybe the top 10 products I think are going to be good sellers that I am more interested in looking into and doing further research on and evaluating. So thank you for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one.